Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. And I got a little bit of background noise that I don't want to have. I just got that out the way. Sorry about that. What's poppin'? It is your boy. And we're here to talk a little bit of Knicks to get our weekend started off right. The Knicks made a minor move today. And we're going to talk about that a little bit and what the implications might be. We'll talk a little bit about Frank Ntilikina and his performance with FIBA. We have our FIBA expert in the chat, Andy, in the chat with us. So he'll talk to us a little bit about FIBA. And we'll talk about Devin Booker. Devin Booker. We'll talk about Devin Booker. Why? Because it's something to talk about. All right, so we got a chat already. Already in the chat, we got Nate, we got Andy. And just to let you guys know that there is a new link to get into the chat. If you want to get into the video chat, go to whereby.com/NBK. All right, and you'll see it at the top of the screen soon enough. Again, that's whereby.com/NBK. And if you look in the chat section of the, in the live chat, you'll see the link. All right. Remember, that's whereby.com/NBK. So let's talk to the guys that's in the video chat. Let's get to them. And, just get these guys to say hi, find out how their week has gone. And thank goodness it's Friday. You look up at, right? And we're going to get a chance to relax for the weekend. But until that time, we're going to talk some Knicks. So we got some people jumping into the chat. We're going to get them in here. City for Real just joined us. Ernesto just joined us. We got Andy. We got Nate. So we got some guys ready for discussion. So let's get with it. Oh, by the way, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section. You know what I'm saying? Hit me with a thumbs up. I got right now 62 people in here. I'd like to have 62 thumbs up. We got 62 people watching, listening, whatever you're doing, hit me with a thumbs up. So we got 62 thumbs up. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and do this, man. Again, happy Friday to you. Let's do this. Here we go. Ernesto, Nate, Andy, City for Real. What's popping with you guys? I hope you guys had a great week. And we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. Let me come to my man, Nate. Hold on, Nate. Let me get you unmuted, brother. All right, there you go, bro. What's good with you, Nate? How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. It's Friday, long work week. Just gonna relax, watch some football. We got opening week Sunday for NFL. I'm super excited. It's the best time of the year, man. I'm telling you. Got football, college football kicked off. You got NFL kicked off yesterday. Yes, and you got basketball that's right around the corner in the next month or so. You got baseball playoffs, man. It's the best time of the year, man.
Yeah, it is a nice time of the year. Really nice time of the year. The weather starts to cool down, at least where I am, starts to cool down a little bit.
Not here in Texas, man. It's about 95 degrees at night.
Yeah, yeah. Here it's starting to cool down.
That's cool for us.
We get that nice autumn weather. Feels good. You know what I'm saying? You can sit outside and chill. It's time to start getting the hot chocolate and start thinking, well, you got...
I don't know about here in Texas, man. There ain't no hot chocolate.
Well, I don't know about there, you know what I'm saying? But here, on the East Coast and the Northeast is, time to get into that mode, right? And it's time to get into that food mode, right? Now it's time to start thinking about, you start thinking about all the Thanksgiving type dinners and stuff like that you're going to have. You're getting
Halloween,
into that mode right now. You know
They're
what
all
I mean?
coming around the corner, man. Crazy.
Yeah, it's coming right around the corner, man. Everything's coming around the corner. Big shout out to everybody in the video chat. Want to give a big shout out to you guys. Mike Morgan, Pac-Man P, D Grells, King E161, D Public Enemy, Frank Robertson, Yolo Strider, Mike Asperus. I hope I said your name right. Maybe I said it wrong. Viv is in the chat. Alfredo, Clarence, Elu. I don't know if I got to everybody. Ernesto. Well, Ernesto's in the video chat with us too. Andy. Yeah. Big shout out to you guys. Big shout out to everybody. Sean is in the chat. What's going on? Big shout out to everybody. If you're in the live chat talking or not, if you're just listening, big shout out to you. Thank you for being here with us. Let's get to Andy real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get to our topics. We're gonna jump right into it, man, because I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm a little bit whipped, bro. I was playing ball today, and I hadn't played ball really in about, really played ball in about, I played a couple weeks ago when we did the video shoot. All right. When we did the video shoot, played a couple weeks ago, but it was a little bit different because there was some stopping so we can get things right for the video and stuff like that. Tonight, I played some real ball, and my body's a little bit sore right now. And I just want to say to everybody out there, I want you to understand this, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I don't know if my eyes are red or not for you guys right now. I think they cleared up. But if my eyes are red, I am not high. I just want you to know that. I'm not high. When I play basketball and I sweat, the sweat gets into my contacts and it irritates my eyes a little bit. So if my eyes are a little red or a little pink, I'm not high. I just played basketball tonight. I just want you to know that. That's it. I just want to get that cleared up and out the way. Right? I just want to clear that up. So let me get back to my man, Andy. All right. Andy, what's good, man?
Well, hey, Tim. About the eyes, whatever you want to say, man.
I just, listen, because check it out, right? When I was younger, when I was younger, I don't want to go that deep into it, but when I was younger and I used to go play ball like every single night, and I'd come home, my eyes would be like super duper red, right? And my stepmother told my father, she was like, "Oh, I think he's da 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 da. I think he's doing this and doing that." I'm like, "Dad, no, I'm not doing that." You know what I'm saying? It's just the sweat gets into my eyes and it makes my eyes red. Because earlier my eyes were like super duper red. So everybody's saying my eyes are clear. I'm just saying, Khalid, funny. All right, but go ahead, Andy. Just introduce us real quick, man.
Yeah, happy to be back after the long week. It was a good week. A lot of FIBA basketball. Thank you for the nickname as the FIBA expert here. I really watched several games. I really enjoy international basketball because the styles of the game clash. And it's really fun if you watch the full games and see the differences in basketball if you really like it. So it's really fun games to watch. And as well, we have our representation in Frank. Tomorrow is a huge game for them. If they win it, they're advancing to the quarterfinals. If they don't, they still have a chance in another 2 days to advance. Also, Team USA has their first serious game with Greece tomorrow. Tomorrow. It's today here, but it's for you guys. It's tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm hoping I can get up. I'll be able to get up tomorrow, check out the game. I really haven't been able to watch many of the games, because they come, they're on early in the morning, and I have so many, during the week meetings and stuff like that. I'm hoping I can get a chance to check it out tomorrow.
Yeah, you need a split channel because they're playing at the same time as Team USA. So.
Yeah. All right. Let me get over here and see what
cool.
Ernesto. I'm getting to you in just a second. I think so. All right, here we go. We'll do it that way. Ernesto, what's good, man?
What's poppin', son?
I'm good. I'm good, man. I feel good. I'm relaxed. You know what I'm saying? Just ready to get this weekend started. I think where I live is going to be a little bit windy, a little bit rainy. Rainy is some effects from, the hurricane and everything. But what's good with you, bro?
I'm good, man. We just dodged that hurricane. I'm down here in Miami.
Okay.
I don't know. I told you that before. I don't know if you guys remember, but yeah, I'm down here in Miami. I'm born and raised in New York, but I've been living down here for a good while now. So
yeah,
man. We just dodged that hurricane, which is good. So everything's back to Everything's just
good.
Everything is normal.
Yeah, that's good. It's crazy over in the Bahamas right now, though.
Man. Yeah, man. It tore up the Bahamas, man. That hurricane just sat on those poor people. It was there for like 10 hours straight almost.
Yeah.
Just hitting them hard.
It's wild, man. It really hit them hard. I mean, it's I do not know how they're gonna recover. It's gonna be tough, man. My prayers go out to everyone over there and their families. But let me get to City, and then we're gonna get around and we're gonna talk about this move that happened with Kris Wilkes. That's the first thing we're gonna talk about. All right, City for real. What's poppin' with you, brother? How you feeling?
Hey, I'm good, Sim, man. What's going on with you, brother?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. Feeling pretty good. I guess I started with you, man. The Knicks today, you know who Kris Wilkes is, right?
Yep.
And today, the Knicks, they voided Kris Wilkes' contract. I'm gonna read the article for you.
All right.
And read the article. It's in the New York Post, and there's other places, of course, that have it posted. Right? Rookie swingman Kris Wilkes of UCLA won't be headed to Knicks training camp on a two-way contract, the Post has learned. Due to health reasons, Wilkes' verbal agreement on a two-way deal has been voided. Wilkes is a 6'8" small forward. He averaged 17.4 points as a UCLA sophomore sniper. He's a young guy. Sophomore. All right, he missed the Las Vegas Summer League with the Knicks, with what the Knicks termed as an illness. He's 20 years old. He's not considered healthy enough for training camp that's going to begin September 30th. The Knicks, listen, they've been interested. They were interested in him in 2018. He decided to go back to college. They remain interested in Kris Wilkes. But it makes sense that, you don't, if he's not going to be healthy enough to play or come to training camp, you don't waste a two-way contract on the guy, okay? After going undrafted on June 20th, Wilkes agreed the next day to a two-way contract, which means he would have been permitted 45 days on the Knicks roster and the rest with the G League Westchester Knicks. The clock stops ticking when the G League season ends in April. All right, clubs are permitted to carry a 15-man roster and a pair of two-way players. Point guard Kadeem Allen is one of the two-way players. We talked about him a little bit the other day.
Yep.
Right? And now the team is eligible to sign another player. Okay, it's unclear if the club, very. It's unclear if the club will use it or evaluate a training camp invitee, such as the shot blocking power forward Kenny Wooten.
Yeah. I'm hoping they do that.
All right. Wooten signed an Exhibit 10 deal, which guarantees him $50,000 to attend camp if he spends 45 days in Westchester. All right. So that's really the question there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's not much to say about Kris Wilkes. He just a little bit. I'll give you a little bit of, just a little bit of background history on him as far as his playing career in college. Right. Again, he's a small forward. He's 20 years old, 6'7", 6'8", 210 pounds. He was rated by NBADraft.net. He was rated a 90. Which is not bad. He has, good athleticism, decent size. His defense, he can work on his defense. Needs to work on his strength, good quickness. A decent jump shot. He's got to work on his ball handling. Has some potential. The guy, had some potential. I was surprised.
He did.
Surprising, and maybe surprising that he was passed up on. And he was able to be picked up by the Knicks. But it turns out that the Knicks will not get a chance to see this guy play.
Now that's crazy because they didn't disclose anything. Like, they didn't say, like, they didn't come straight out and say what was wrong with the kid. Like, you know what I mean? They just said, due to, health reasons or whatever. So first off, I want to say, hopefully everything is going on right with the guy, because like I said, they didn't say anything. So we technically don't know what's wrong with the guy and why, like, why they didn't prolong their so-called adventures with him. Like, you know what I mean? Hopefully everything is okay with that guy and he's all right and bounce back from whatever it is. But second of all, I do want to say, though, if that is the case, I am excited about getting Kenny Wooten on some type of deal, like, you know what I mean, like some type of longer term thing to see what he blossoms into, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? The guy's got talent, so I've been rooting for the guy for a little bit ever since I seen what he did, like, you know what I mean, like in summer league and stuff. And I was like, man, this guy's just a ball of energy. So, like,
Yeah.
I'm with it, especially if you're a guy that's a ball of energy on defense, and you already know our guys need some defense. So you know what I mean. I'm with it on that one.
Yep. And I don't like when the Knicks do that.
What?
Right? When they don't come out and fully explain when someone is injured, what the injury is. And right. They kind of cut corners, and then all of a sudden, oh, this guy's got to get surgery, or this guy's got to get his knee scoped, or this guy is going to have his contract voided because he's not going to be healthy enough to play.
Well, certain things they can't be straight up with us fans about, but certain things they can be, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I think they like pick and choose, like, what they're going to put out there.
Yeah.
Just because it's one of those things that you have to, just because you don't know if another team is looking at the guy and you're possibly using him as a trade piece, or you using him for bait to dangle out there to see what you can get. So you can't say certain things about the guy, you know what I mean, until
I agree with
certain things happen. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say, though.
I agree with you there. I definitely agree with you there. But look, the good thing I'll say is this. They still have interest in him. So there's a chance somewhere down the line that he still comes back and he plays for the Westchester team. You know what I mean? So, that's a good thing. And he's another wing, though, of course. He's another wing, and we got a ton of wings on the team. But
so is he permanently off the Westchester roster? Or
yeah, he's off. He's off.
Oh, okay.
He's off.
Gotcha.
They had a verbal agreement that he was going to sign a 2-way contract.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he couldn't sign a 2-way contract, so they voided that verbal agreement, voided the contract. Now they have a 2-way contract open. Now, of course, in the article, like it says in the article, they don't have to fill it right now. They can wait, to see if one of the training camp invitees steps up. And of course, that guy, I think a lot of people would think that guy's Kenny Wooten. We're going to talk about Kenny Wooten a little bit, but let me get around to everybody, all right, and see what they think about the situation. Then we'll talk about Kenny Wooten. All right. Come back over here to Ernesto. Ernesto, man. He's Kris Wilkes. So listen, you already know Kris Wilkes his contract is voided. Now we were talking the other day about Kadeem Allen, right? And the possibility that Kadeem Allen maybe would, be cut from this roster. Now that may be different. That may change now. You know what I'm saying? That may change now. What do you think?
I think Kadeem Allen. I mean, I think as of right now, he's going to be part of the team.
Yeah. I mean, he's on that 2-way contract. He's going to be part of the Westchester Knicks for sure.
So you're asking me who the Knicks are replacing this guy they just cut? I'm not even familiar too much with this kid that they just voided his contract.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like they still have plans for him. I have the article up right now. It says they still have plans for Kris Wilkes after voiding his contract. He's a rookie out of UCLA. He went undrafted.
To be honest with you, I don't know nothing about him. To be honest with you.
Okay, all right.
But I mean, Tony Wooten. I liked a lot what I saw from him in the tournament, and also what I saw from him in summer league. He's a really good defensive player. So
yeah. He definitely was. He was a really good defensive player in summer league.
Yeah, he can guard multiple positions down low. So I mean, but I don't know. There's so many players that we have. I'm really excited for the season, son. Because let me tell you, this Knicks team, I think these guys are gonna gel fairly quickly. I don't think it's going to take them a lot of time to get together and play cohesively as a unit. I think they're going to get it quick. Yeah. I have this feeling. And I think they're flying under the radar. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there are no expectations for this team. Mm-hmm. So I think they're going to surprise a lot of teams, especially in the East. The East is really weak. I mean, you've got 5 really good teams. But then the rest are on the borderline of mediocrity, and then the rest are just bad.
Okay. So let me quickly, and I'm gonna get around.
My mic's still messed up.
He's come right in here. Let me get him. There we go. So the Knicks have an open 2-way contract. And, of course, as you've seen in the article, they may or they may not fill the contract. They may just wait until, they see what happens out of training camp, see if one of those training camp invitees can fill that contract. And Kenny Wooten seems like he would be the guy. If you remember Kenny Wooten from Summer League, the guy has athleticism off the charts. And he was a shot-blocking fanatic. Shot blocking fanatic. Just a little bit about Kenny Wooten before we go any further. He's a sophomore, also 6'9", weighs 230 pounds. Like I said, his athleticism is crazy, and he's a shot blocking type of a guy. He's a hustle guy. He really has to work on his offense, though. He's got to, get his offensive game into gear, and this is why it's perfect for him. Perfect for him to be with the Westchester Knicks, develop for a couple of years. We got some power forwards on the team that in a year or two may no longer be with this team. And if you develop Kenny Wooten the right way, then he can step up. He's worth investing in, worth trying to, bring him along, help him to develop so that he fits into your system. And to have another guy that can block shots the way he can on the team, so that when Mitch comes off the floor, you got another shot blocker in. That is something that you need, because you always need somebody to defend the rim. All right, Kenny Wooten, last season in college for Oregon, he averaged 6.3 points per game, 4.8 rebounds per game. All right, shot 58.9% from the field, 67.2% from the free throw line. He averaged 2.6 blocks per game. This is a kid that at some time he may be able to help this Knicks team if brought along the right way. This is Kenny Wooten. You're seeing highlights of Kenny Wooten in Summer League sending stuff back. And that's the type of thing that you like to see. He had like 5 blocks versus Washington. 5 blocks versus Washington. So I would like to see this kid. He's going to be in training camp. I would definitely like to see him make that get that two-way contract. You know, I think it'd be beneficial for him, beneficial for the New York Knicks. I'm still not sure of Kadeem Allen. Listen, I thought that Kris Wilkes was going to have one of the two-way contracts and that Kadeem Allen would probably, you know, be waived or whatever it was, his contract voided, and then Kenny Wooten take that contract. The way that it looks now, Kadeem Allen just might stick around because Kris Wilkes is not going to be able to play, and then maybe they pick up Kenny Wooten. So we'll see how that goes, ladies and gentlemen. We will see how that goes. All right. And I see a lot of guys in the chat, man. You know, talking about the Devin Booker thing. We're going to get to that. Don't worry. We're going to get to that. I understand everything that you guys are saying in the chat. Trust me, we're going to get there. All right? We are definitely going to get there. I'm going to come to a couple of guys in the video chat, see what you think about Kenny Wooten. Right? And if he is, I just want to get your opinions and what you think about it. All right, Nate.
Hey, Sim.
Go ahead, man.
I think with the Kris Wilkes thing, I think that you hit the nail right on the head. We have way too many guards and wings, and I think that the front office is looking at the situation and saying, "Hey, we got to develop some bigs." I mean, remember, I was beating a drum and before free agency about how we needed bigs on the team, and they did a good job of getting bigs now. But I mean, we need bigs that we can develop, and Kenny Wooten is one of the guys that I would love to see us develop through Westchester. And who knows, you know, an injury to Taj Gibson or something like that, he could be brought up sooner than you think and kind of given that shot. He was defensive player, I think, in the Pac-12 last year. I think if I'm correct, I'm not sure exactly if that was his accolade, but I think he was. You know, but
I'm not sure. But go ahead.
But yeah. I mean, he's a long guy who's got, you know, this freakish athletic ability. Is a natural shot blocker. Obviously, his offense has. We don't know what his offense is going to be. But that's not surprising with guys that are shot blockers. Most times their offenses comes later in their career. But yeah, I'd love to see him get one of those two-way contracts. I can't think of anybody else that they would look at unless, you know, during training camp somebody gets cut and maybe they want to see if there's somebody on another team that maybe they're eyeing that they're hoping they get cut because of the roster spots. And they don't get a two-way, and maybe they try to sign them. That's the only thing I could think of. I actually think that they need to get rid of Kadeem Allen off that. I would keep both two-ways open because, like I just said, for that reason, there's going to be a lot of players that aren't going to make NBA rosters, and you know that's a great opportunity for the Knicks to see who's available and maybe sign them to a two-way deal. So.
Yeah. Well, all right. We'll see what's up. I'm gonna get Guillermo over here. Say what's up to Guillermo, Guillermo.
What's up?
What's up, Guillermo? What's good, man? I
never, just for the chat because I'm gonna have some trolls in the comment section. I never told Sim to correct the name whatsoever. It was some random caller from I don't know where.
You didn't. You didn't.
You know, like a karate gi, like Guillermo. I'm like, dude. So
you didn't. You never did. You never did.
Lord,
you never did. Just real quick, you know, I don't want to beat this to death. Kenny Wooten.
I mean, I don't know much about the guy, but what is he? He's like 6'9", right?
6'9", 6'10", power forward, athletic. Can block shots like crazy.
Right. So he's the type of guy, like, for him, honest to God, it's going to be tough. It's tough because 6'9", I mean, he's the same size as what, Ben Simmons? Ben Simmons is like 6'9", right? So
Ben Simmons, 6'10". Yeah.
There are guys who are small forwards to even point forwards now. And I'm not saying he can't carve out a niche, but he has to sell out on defense. He has to be like, you know, a poor man's Ben Wallace, where he's going to do all the dirty work. He's always alert. He has to actually, if he can become a leader on defense where he's getting guys in position, he's that vocal, and he's like the guy who's diving for basketballs. He's smart. If he can make his niche from there, you know, I could see him getting, was it the 2-way contract? So then he'll be with the Westchester Knicks. But another thing I want to see him do, I want to see these guys develop an offensive game. Like, bro, you're down in Westchester, right? You know what your strengths are. You have athleticism, right? I believe, I'm trying to remember how you play. I just remember a game or so where he got a few good possessions on defense, blah, blah, stuff like that. He has to sell out and create a niche for himself on offense. Develop a little elbow jumper, develop a little three. You know what I mean? Like, become a true 3-and-D player, because that position of being this defensive cog, power forward at 6'9", that's a dead art. Like, the game has kind of moved away from that. So he has to be able to learn how to space out the floor. And then this other kid, Wilkes, I think the thing on him was that at UCLA, he would put up a bunch of points, but when the game was like already decided. And I heard like he allegedly had kind of like I won't say a lazy factor, but kind of like a low motor. So I'm not trying to disparage the kid, but a guy like that, if that's your weakness, you gotta sell out, man. You gotta be the guy that has a high motor, who's aware, who's alert. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I probably see Wooten making it out just because we have so many guards. And I still like the kid that we got from Shaw. Now I'm forgetting his name. The one they call like the next Dwayne Wade, the D2 kid. He's like saying in my head right now. But yeah, I probably see Wooten making it. But yeah, Wooten style defense and be that type of guy and develop a little shot. Hey, carve out a nice niche for himself once the veterans are off this team by next year or next 2 years.
Yeah. But before we get to, I know people want to talk about this Devin Booker thing. Before we get to that, though, I just want to take a quick look at what the Westchester Knicks look like this year. I know you guys may not be interested, but I am interested in the Westchester Knicks. So we're going to take a quick look at what they might look like this season. Take a look at their roster. And one of the reasons why I'm interested is because I think it's possible that Iggy may play some time with the Westchester Knicks. If he has a hard time carving out some minutes with the big guys, with the older crew, the varsity team, he might have to play some time with the Westchester Knicks. I don't know. We're gonna find out. But this is who the Westchester Knicks have so far this season: Kadeem Allen, Matthew Fisher-Davis, Georgie Golliman, Nate Hickman, Isaiah Hicks is there. At least right now he's on this roster that's on the Westchester Knicks website. Zach Irvin, Kenneth Savage, Jamil Warney, Paul Watson, Sekou Wiggs, and Steven Zimmerman. We'll see if that roster changes and possibly adds Kenny Wooten to it sometime in the future. But right there, ladies and gentlemen, the Westchester Knicks roster. We're not going to go deep into the Westchester Knicks now. I'm actually saving that for my man, the Prince. Me and him going to do some stuff on the Westchester Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So now let's get to the P's and Q's, the main event. I know you guys want to talk about this Devin Booker thing. And it's been out for more than just today, of course. I haven't spoken about it, but I decided I want to speak about it today. And it's like this, ladies and gentlemen. The AZ Central, azcentral.com, they put out an article a few days ago, September 2nd, 4 days ago. And this is what the article says. I'm going to read it to you. It said, Devin Booker is the face of the Phoenix Suns franchise, the cornerstone the team is building around, and the foundation of many fans' hopes and dreams. But that doesn't mean he's immune from speculation from all corners of the internet. The latest comes from a story by Sportskeeda.com, which listed 3 teams that could deal for Booker during the 2019-20 season. It has the New York Knicks, Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Boston Celtics as teams that could acquire Booker in the upcoming season. Booker is signed through 2024. He's 23 years old. and he's previously hinted that he could look to leave if things do not improve. This leaves Booker's long-term future in doubt, and it is possible that he could attempt to force through a trade. It goes on to say, that the Knicks have a lack of available assets. The Knicks face a huge task to put together a trade package that would satisfy the Suns, and New York would have to gut their future draft pick reserve, writes Tristan Elliott, the guy from the website. However, there is no team in the NBA more desperate than the Knicks, and they could somehow find a way to pull this one. Off. This guy, Tristan Elliott, I don't think you know what you're talking about, my friend. The Knicks would definitely have assets, especially if you're talking about a trade that would happen at the trade deadline. But let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen. There really are no rumors. This is one person, Mr. Tristan Elliott, who speculated that there are 3 teams that could trade for Devin Booker, one of them being the Knicks. He speculated. So there are no rumors out there about Devin Booker playing for the New York Knicks. It's the reason why I had not mentioned it before. Because I was like, this is just, but, it keeps going out there, and I keep seeing people say, the Knicks are interested in trading for Devin Booker. The Knicks, from what everything that I've seen or heard, I don't even know if they have a thought about Devin Booker. At least not at the moment. I think the Knicks are set on, seeing what they have in RJ, Alonzo Trier, Elfrid Payton, Dennis Smith Jr., all these guys that man is 1 and 2 position. I think they want to see what these guys are going to do. And I don't even know. Devin Booker's okay. He's cool. I'm not sure I would want Devin Booker. Maybe some of you do. I like him. I have nothing against him. He's a good player in the NBA. Maybe one day he's going to be a superstar in the NBA. Maybe. I don't know. But right now, I'm not interested in him right now. That's me. You guys know the guy that I'm interested in. If we're talking about a shooting guard, you know who I'm interested in. Devin Booker's not the guy. Now, I can't even pinpoint why, honestly. He's just not the guy that I'm interested in right now. I'm more interested in looking at, how we develop these guys that we already have. And then, I like Bradley Beal. And that's probably a very a super duper long shot, but I like the guy. I think he would fit good with this New York Knicks team. But Devin Booker, I want to know what you guys think about it. Is he a guy that you would want to make a trade for? And if so, why? And if not, why not? So that's what I'm asking you right now. All right, I'm going to get to let me get to a phone call. I got some people that want to call in. I'm going to get to a phone call, and then, we'll talk about it from there. All right, let's get to a phone call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, what's up, Tim?
What's good with you, bro? How you feeling?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right.
All right, talk to me, man. We're talking about Devin Booker. Do you think he is a player that the Knicks should have interest in or do have interest in?
No, I don't think. There was a time, and I actually, I just read it when I before the show, when I saw what the show was going to be about. Some of the high points. I read that Phil Jackson actually was looking to trade Porzingis for Devin Booker, and they were going to swap the 8 and the 4 pick.
Yes, I remember that.
And I think he was looking to get Lauri Markkanen with that 4 pick.
I remember that. I definitely remember that.
So I think that window is closed only because in any trade you're going to get for Devin Booker, RJ's gone. RJ's gone. You can't even, because if you're trying to keep Mitch and it's RJ's gone, if he's showing any promise during the year, he's gone. Probably Knox. I mean, if I'm Phoenix, I want Knox. And we're going to lose a bunch of picks. So, I mean, if we're doing any good this year, why would we? And if we're bad, why would they want our guys? You know, I just don't see it happening.
Okay. I mean, let me ask you, what would you give up for Devin Booker? If you were going to do it, what would you give up for him?
Yeah, if Phoenix called and said Devin wants off the team and he wants to go to New York, RJ,
say that again.
Iggy RJ, off the rip. Both Dallas picks, or if we expect to be good, at least our first round pick 2019 and the 2021, I believe, Dallas pick.
Okay.
I mean, how much does he make? 27?
Let me see. Devin Booker. Let's see what he makes. I think it's something like that. He's signed through, Devin Booker is signed through 2024. Right? And let's see what his salary is.
And it was a max.
Say that again?
It was a max. I know that. They maxed him right out at the time. I think it was 20. I think it's like 27, 28 million a year. I mean, RJ is what, 7, 8 maybe?
Well, I mean, he's a rookie, yeah. Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Devin Booker's contract. Devin Booker is on the books until 2024. He makes $27 million this season. In 2020-21, he makes $29 million. In 2021-22, he makes $31 million. 2022-23, he makes $33.7 million, or actually it's $33.8 million. And in 2023-2024, $36.5 million. That's what Devin Booker is guaranteed to make through 2024. So
I make that trade if Julius Randle's averaging 27 points a game and 10 rebounds.
Okay.
If we're 500 and Julius Randle's doing what Amari did in that first season, I do it.
Okay. All right.
It depends on what we give up too. If it's, man.
All right. I don't know, man.
Those
all right,
guys are monsters. He's a monster though. Yeah. I don't know. No. I keep RJ. I keep building.
Yeah.
Because if you get Russell, Booker, you're going for the chip. There's no building.
I guess.
You're going for the chips.
Okay, I guess. I guess. Hey, I appreciate your call, man. I'm gonna move on to some other people. All right.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you, brother.
Have a good night, guys.
If you get Devin Booker, is he a chip guy? I don't know. I don't know if he's a chip guy. You know, let's see. Devin Booker. Let's check out Devin Booker's. Devin Booker, he averaged 26.6 points per game last season, 4.1 rebounds, 6.8 assists. Shot 46.7% from the field, 32.6% from three. 86.6% from the free throw line. He's 6'6", 210 pounds. I mean, he shoots a decent percentage from the field, even though he doesn't shoot that good of a percentage from three. He still shoots a good percentage from the field. That has to be said for something. I'm not giving up RJ at this moment. No, I'm not doing that. because hopefully RJ can be that too. I mean, that's the hope, right? That RJ can be that. And if RJ can be that, I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be that right now. He's not going to be 26.6 points per game right now. But also, he's doing that, he's averaging that 26.6 points per game on the Phoenix Suns. On a better team, does he still give you that? We don't know, because we haven't seen him on a better team. Nick Dreezy, you said he's a good 3-point shooter. Last year, he just dipped due to volume and shot difficulty. Well, I mean, when you look at throughout his career, he shot 34% his rookie year, 36% his sophomore year, 38% his junior year in the NBA, and then 32% last year. I mean, it's decent. I mean, he has been. Look, we need to know, is last year an anomaly or not? Because up until last year, Devin Booker didn't really shoot that well from the field. Up until last year, Devin Booker was 42% from the field, 42% from the field, 43% from the field. Last season, he went up to 46% from the field. Let's see, can he duplicate that this year? I don't know. We'll see. Let's get to another phone call. Call you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping? Hello?
Oh, yo, you can hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to the chat. Yo, Blackest Time. What's good, son?
I'm good, man. Would you do it? I mean, and listen, look, I just want to squash it again. There are no real true Devin Booker rumors. You know what I mean? It's all it was all the figment of somebody's imagination. But we're discussing it anyway. Would you do it? And if you would do it, who would you trade for him?
All right. Real quick, let me just say my brief thoughts on Wooten. I hope he does get a shot. I love his athleticism, his defense. Similar to Mitchell Robinson, I think he would be able to get rotation minutes based off of those two things alone. He would just need the right pieces around him. And definitely a distributive point guard, because he's not going to create his own shot. But Devin Booker, I actually was going to call last stream and say I would prefer Booker over Beal. I ended up falling asleep. So it's funny that you're talking about Booker tonight.
Why would you take him over?
I really like Booker. I really like him. I would pursue him, but I wouldn't. Like, put it like this: if we had the option to trade for Beal or Booker, and it's the same trade, I would probably go for it with Booker. But as far as what I would give up for,
I don't know why we're entertaining this. What are you doing?
It gets tricky. I can't say I would include RJ just based off. I want to see RJ perform, so I can't throw him in there. So like, if I had to come up with a trade, I would probably say Trier, Frank, and then let them choose, which pick they want. And then maybe we probably got to throw in one of these guys we drafted, we signed this year, just to make the salaries further match. But I would, I wouldn't go crazy on a trade or crazy pursuing them. If they trying to, take the farm, then I'd rather just keep what we got and build.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely, I don't like him over Bill. I feel like Bill is probably a better defender and can shoot that three better than Booker. I obviously has been deeper in the playoffs than Booker. Has Booker even been in the playoffs?
I don't believe so.
Yeah,
I don't believe so.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's a great comparison, and it's not a knock on Bill. I like Bill too. Bill is definitely a better player right now. You know what I mean? I'm not arguing that. Me wanting Booker is more so based off of age and timeline.
Okay.
And with the kids that I would want to keep and just building for the future.
Yeah. And
way.
He's got a serious contract.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I heard you look it up. What is Bill making in comparison?
What is who?
What is Bradley Beal making in comparison?
In comparison, well, Bradley Beal's contract ends in like 2 years, right? But I believe Bradley Beal makes. Let me see. Bradley Beal makes 27 million this year, 28 million next year. Right. So his next contract, he'll be making $30 million a year, his next contract.
So let me ask you this, Sim. Just based off of the comparison of the two players. One, what do you think we would have to give up for Beal in comparison to what we would have to give up for Booker? And then the other thing, take into thought is now whatever we giving up for Beal, we gotta make sure he wanna re-sign and we re-signing him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. You gotta make sure you re-sign
Booker's
him.
under contract and is growing right along with RJ, right along with Mitchell, right along with whomever else we Knox is in that timeline. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, how old is Devin Booker? Bradley Beal is 26.
25.
How old? Bradley Beal is 26. How old is Devin Booker?
I thought he's like 25. He might be younger.
Devin Booker's 22. 22.
Okay.
So he's definitely young and has a lot to go and a lot to learn in the NBA. So, Now, Tony, let me
when Booker's 25, he probably gonna be ready.
Yeah, I just seen somebody, Emperor the Great, in the chat said Booker at 27 will be top 5 potentially. We'll see. 22 years old, and he's doing work at 22 years old. That kind of changes my perception a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie when I sit here and think about it. It does. And I'm looking at Viv right now, and I know Viv, I've seen Viv in the chat, saying, this is all some guys, perception and his imagination. We get that, Viv. We know, but it's still a good conversation to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
No, it definitely is. Like I said, I'm not pushing for it.
Yeah.
I don't even think he gets traded for the simple fact that he's under contract for another 4 years.
Yeah. Let's see what Viv. I'm gonna keep you live because and let you and Viv talk a little bit too. Let's see what Viv got to say. Go ahead, Viv.
Whatever.
Yeah, this is the only thing only time in the chat I've ever heard like a unanimous consent that like this Devin Booker thing is like this is not even a conversation. It's like a unanimous like opinion. But look, anyways, I mean.
What do you mean it's a unanimous?
It's unanimous. Why are we even talking about it, right? It's like
I don't know.
It's like a non-story.
They're having a pretty good conversation in the chat about it.
I don't know.
Yeah, look,
I get it. I get the conversation. It's fine. It's it's fair, right? So I don't know. I mean, first off, because the story is not even like serious. It's not even like my opinion. And first was like, all right, it's not even worth the conversation. But if we're gonna have the conversation, he's played well. It's just he's not a bad team, right? And he signed an extension last year, so like it's not even like if he wants to request a trade. I mean, just it makes no sense, right? So like first I can't even add up everything, but He's only 22, like you said. I don't think his numbers are a fluke, though. I'll tell you. And the reason I don't think his numbers are a fluke are because he changed the way he attacks the paint more. He doesn't take a lot of long twos, so he cut down long twos. He gets the free throw line more often. His problem is actually over the last couple of years, he hasn't been able to play full 82 games. So, I mean, health is a bigger problem with him, right? And learning how to play defense. But I think just having an unstable team over the last 4 years, it hasn't clearly helped. But I think he's nice. My problem is because he's less realistic than Beal at my point. So it's like it's not even like I can't even register it in my head. But I mean, that's really where I'm at.
Yeah, the only thing that I would say to that, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. What you're saying, and the conversation is only here because some guy said, "Hey, the Knicks would have interest in Devin Booker," right? Some guy that we don't know who he is said that. So that's the only reason why this conversation is here. But the only thing I would say, as far as in today's NBA, you just don't know what these guys are going to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've been seeing over the last few years, every time someone says, there's no way this guy is going to want out, next thing you know, someone is like, hey, I think this guy's thinking about doing this or doing that or going here or going there.
Let me chime in real quick.
I mean, no, I hear you. I hear you that. It's just that, I mean, he literally signed an extension last year. And the time that it happened, I know Blake Griffin got traded.
It's not because of this guy's article.
Maybe like 4 months.
I never heard of this guy's article.
1 second, Vid.
I was basing it off of Devin Booker actually saying, if the team doesn't improve, I might want out of here. Like that came from Devin Booker himself. So that's where I was basing my thought process on. It just so happens that, I seen it on the topic today. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm chiming in.
Yeah. Yeah, and then look, I see
it's like you said, you never know nowadays.
Yeah, and look, Wormo is the forever pessimist. I'm going to tell you. He is the forever pessimist, man. I'm looking in the chat, and I'm going to get to you in a minute in the video chat, Guillermo. Right. First he says, why are we talking about Booker? And then he goes, no, he's a volume shooter. He hasn't won. Can't facilitate. Another glorified combo guard. I don't know if is he combo guard? He's 6'6".
No, he just has the ball all the time, so he just shoots. He facilitates a lot more because he has the ball all the time.
Yeah, I mean, he probably needs.
And he played de facto point guards. There's no other point guard.
He's 6'6". He's not a point guard. He's not a point guard size.
And the Suns had no point guards, so they just forced him as a de facto point guard.
Phoenix hasn't been looking for a point guard for how many years? So yeah, they probably asked him, "Hey, can you, try to facilitate a little bit while you're scoring all these points?" You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. All right. Well, let me see what Guillermo has to say. Then I know a couple other guys, probably want to chime in. Let's get to.
No doubt. I'm going to keep listening while I try to go to sleep. But shout out to the chat. Your Blackest time. So keep doing your thing.
Peace. Guillermo is our forever conspiracy theorist and pessimist. For real. Hold up, Guillermo. All right, go ahead, man.
Yeah, first and foremost, Sim is getting this because I got into a little tizzy with some troll that he has on his channel that always says I'm pessimistic because literally he's a troll. That's what they do. Like when you talked about Bradley Beal, I was all on board for it.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Devin Booker is not what the Knicks
needed. I don't even know what you're talking about. But go ahead.
He's a 6'6" shooting guard. I apologize. He's not a combo guard. He just has the ball in his hands a lot like he is a point guard. And I'm like, we don't need – this guy's not winning with the West. He doesn't – it's like he's changing his game to be any better. I look at his numbers. I mean, 46%, I think, from field goal shooting for his career. Let me see. I might be wrong. Sorry, 43. So he shot 46.7 last year. Three-point shooting's okay. I mean, it's 35% last year, kind of dipped to 32, but the years before that was 36 and 38. And this is for a guy who's averaging, outside of his rookie year, around probably 18.5 and up field goal attempts a game. I mean, doesn't play any defense. I mean, I'm good on Devin Booker. You know, we don't really need these glorified scores on terrible teams to try to come to the Knicks and translate that. I'd rather develop a guy like RJ and develop his whole game versus, you know, bring this guy over to where he can kind of escape his responsibility or escape his lack of success with the Suns and say, well, I'm starting over with the Knicks and I'm going to do the same crap. Because you get him, he's not going to come and play defense. He's not going to dip his stats to be an even better facilitator or whatever. He is what he is. He's a glorified shooting guard on a crappy team. So I mean, I don't.
So you're saying
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm being a realist.
Okay,
like,
so
y'all be the same Knicks. Look, if the Knicks traded for this guy,
I can respect that. But
y'all
let me ask you this, though.
Y'all be complaining about him when we suck and we only have 20 wins. So
hold on, but let me ask you this:
saying.
Is Alonzo Trier going to continue to develop as a player?
I hope so. He has to, right? Because
is Frank going to continue to develop as a player?
I can only hope so.
Right. I mean, but you would think so, right?
Well, two things, right? There's context, right? With Frank, you're hoping so, but Frank hasn't really shown that in the previous season. Even though he's his rookie year, I give him slack that he's had a lot of coaching turnover.
I know.
But he's so behind on the depth chart that you can't really say whether he's going to develop or not. He has to show the desire to like want to beat out these guys.
I'm not going to get into it. It's not about.
But he has to. But
this yes, it is. It's not about Trier. It's not about Frank, right? What I'm saying is Trier is what, 22 years old, right? And we say, okay, he probably can still develop in the NBA. Frank is 21. He probably can still develop in the NBA. Devin Booker's 22. Why couldn't he? I mean, you're saying right now he is what he is. At
because
22
when you're
years
talking
old,
about
he is what he is.
If you're talking about bringing over a guy, it's very. I'm not say it's very rare.
It's all speculation. I'm just saying. But at 22 years old, you're saying he is what he is.
Sim, we are not the team that drafted him. So when you are trading for a guy like that, if you are trading for a guy like that, and he looks at his son's career and says, "Well, they didn't want me anyway. I'm gonna go and bring my talents to whatever other place," that guy's gonna be more likely indignant to instructions to change his game because he'll be like, well, you guys acquired me and y'all acquired me because y'all saw what my talents were and y'all put more fault on the team, the Suns, for us not succeeding versus me personally. Versus if you have a guy that you drafted, you're a little bit more invested in that guy. You know, I mean, yeah, you can be invested in a guy through paying him a lot of money. I understand. But in terms of development and taking a little bit more time out, when you have a guy that you draft, you're going to have a little bit more leeway to say, all right, we're going to give him, you know, a few more years, blah, blah. Versus if you trade for a guy, especially if it's a huge trade, you're expecting immediate dividends. So you cannot put Devin Booker on the same plane in terms of development if we traded for him versus guys that we drafted like Frank.
I disagree with that.
And like Trier.
I disagree with that because we're talking about Julius Randle coming into the team, and we're hoping that he can develop on the defensive side of the floor, right?
Right. But you're acquiring Julius Randle, who averaged 21 and 7 last year. Hold up, Sim. You're trying a guy who's been developing every year, and you're talking about one aspect of his game versus Devin Booker has a lot of aspects of his game that if he wants to be a top-tier player who can give you, you know, get you to give you 30 semi-wins just off the back of his play alone, 30-something, 40-something wins that Kawhi Leonard, Paul George.
We're expecting Julius Randle to
type of
develop
level.
In some areas,
He has a lot to change his game. Randle just has to add defense and three-point shooting refinery to his game. Randle's been developing every year, so you can't make that comparison, Sim.
I don't know. I disagree. For him, I just think at 22 years old, a guy can still develop and learn the game and become a better player in the NBA at 22 years old. He can become a better player in the NBA.
That guy. I never said Devin Booker
what
could
team
not
he goes to
develop. I'm just saying with a guy like Devin Booker, even with Trier, it's harder to get that in guards that when you're trying to expand their game. A guy like Devin Booker, I don't know, I'm going to say all his life. What I've seen from the Suns, you're talking about a guy who's, I don't say stuck in his ways, but he really has one way of playing. And it would take for the Suns would be better off trying development versus if we traded for him. He has a pressure of coming in and having to deliver immediately. And it's going to be, we traded this draft pick, we traded this player, we did this. Well, we want to see you be this player by so many months versus, all right, this is a 4-year plan to continue developing Devin Booker, despite the fact that we gave up draft picks to develop him. Now, a guy like Randle, you're buying Randle, and he's almost a finished product. And you're acquiring for a lot of what he is already right now.
Yeah,
a guy's gonna give you 21 and 7. He's gonna score in a myriad of ways. He's gonna facilitate in a myriad of ways.
I think, just like any player that comes into the league, actually, I feel like, when you have a player, if he's with one team and now he's traded to another team, or however he gets to that other team, sometimes you might have more of a chance of that player developing with that new coach, with a new team and new assistant coaches, because it's new. You know what I'm saying? And you come in, and as a player coming into someplace new, you're like, okay, I want to listen to learn and see what's happening here, see what they need from me. And maybe you do play at a certain level. You know what I'm saying? But you're coming into someplace new. There's going to be a honeymoon period. And when you're hearing, just like any player from high school on up, when you hear the voice of somebody different, now you're forced to pay attention. You're forced to listen because you're hearing somebody different. You know what I'm saying? Especially at 22 years old. I don't know. I think at 22 years old, if he went to another team, I think he could still develop. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that he's going to be with the Knicks, and I'm not saying that the Knicks should pursue him. You know what I mean? But I do think that he could still develop. I'm going to get to a couple of phone calls, then I'm going to come back to the video chat. Pretty sure some people have some things to say, but I do want to talk about FIBA a little bit. All right. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Sam, what's good, brothers? Worldwide West calling from LI. You turn the volume down. All right, so listen. I mess with Guillermo, right? But he is all the way bugging tonight. He's all the way bugging tonight. You can't say that Devin Booker is one-dimensional. He averaged 26.6 points, 46% shooting, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. He's not one-dimensional in any sense of the word. The only thing he got to work on is his defense. That's it. The same thing that practically every player on the Knicks got to work on. Same thing that 70% of the NBA has to work on, especially guards. It's hard to guard other guards. These guys are super skilled. You know what I mean? So he plays for a trash franchise who hasn't put any players around him, and God knows how, since he's been there. But the main reason why I mess with Devin Booker, because he hates KP. He hates that man. If you remember, they had mad altercations year after year where he pushed him and he trashed him, and he's a killer. You know what I mean? If you put Devin Booker with Julius Randle, you got a legit 2-man tandem for them to build around. I understand it's not favorable giving up R.J. Barrett. You want to develop him. He's saying all the right stuff. But do you think that R.J. Barrett is going to develop into the offensive juggernaut that Booker is right now? I mean, best case scenario, that's where he ends up, as a Devin Booker. You know what I mean? So I would do it, man. He's only 22 years old. Julius Randle's 24. Knox is 20. He's still in the same age range as all these dudes. And how can somebody say that all these other guys who are young, in their young 20s, are going to develop, but Devin Booker is developed to whatever he's going to be ultimately? Nah, man, that's not true. He needs to play for a good franchise who has a better vision than the Suns. You know what I mean? That's moving in the right direction. Him with like Frank in the backcourt. Frank will handle the harder defensive assignment, and you could hide Devin Booker just like they hide Curry, and they hide Harden, and they hide C.J. McCollum, and they hide all of these guys who can't play defense, who are unbelievable offensive players. I don't know why Guillermo's wilding like that. It's not foreign. Like, a lot of these dudes who are putting up numbers, who made the first and second and third all-team NBA teams, they're not defensive players, right? Not everybody has the same job assignment. His job assignment is not to go and be a stopper. It's to go kill, you know? And I just feel like his flow in the offense is going to be crazy on the Knicks. Now, again, we're talking about a scenario that, you know, is make believe, but
right.
I honestly think maybe not this year, maybe next year, but he is eventually going to want out from Phoenix. 100%. There's no way that he finishes this contract that he re-signed in Phoenix. There's just no way. He's probably going to give him this year, and once they still trash, he's going to ask for a trade. And what are they going to want? They're going to want a young player and draft picks because they're still in rebuild mode. And what do the Knicks have? Young players and draft picks.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
Hey, you can slice it any way you want. They could either get Knox or they could either get Barrett. I personally rather keep Barrett matched to play with Devin Booker in the backcourt, or I should say, like, you know, three guard, two guard type situation. But if you keep a Knox, it's still a win-win, man. I'd do it. And you were talking about a trade package to put together for them. I think the trade package would have to look like both of the Phoenix Suns picked, right, and probably two young players. You know, take your pick. If it's gonna definitely be RJ or Knox, most likely RJ. Both picks, and you need a salary to match his salary. So you're gonna have to give up. I'd say maybe Bobby Portis, that small forward, Morris, one of these guys, maybe two of them. But that'll be the trade. You know what I mean? I want to hear what the guys on the chat is thinking and what your thoughts on that scenario and whatnot, man. I appreciate you for taking my call.
Yeah, I appreciate you, my man. Listen, the whole thing is this is all just discussion right now. You know, we're getting heated. You know what I mean? It's all just discussion right now. I'm not saying that the Knicks should go out and get Devin Booker or that I even want Devin Booker on the team. I'm just saying, you know, I was just saying with Guermo, I think at 22, he can still be developed and still develop. You know, even if you go to another, even if that team trades and gives up assets, you know, any team that you go to, they're going to have some expectations of you on how they would.
Wait, is there a trade for Devin Booker?
So you know, so you know, it's all just speculation right now. I do want to move. I want to go into something a little bit different, though. You know, and I'm gonna come to some guys that I haven't come to in the chat. I want to know what are your top themes coming into the season for the Knicks? You know, what do you think are the most important themes for the team coming into training camp? Right, so I'm gonna come around to the video chat, and I know some of you guys are gonna want to comment, you know, on Devin Booker and stuff like that. If you do, keep it to like 10 seconds. All right. But I just want to know what are some of your storylines that you're looking at coming into the season? All right. BJ Boogie, you said, would you like Cat if he became available? I do like Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, you know, he kind of, I guess he's a 5'4". I mean, he's kind of like, I mean, I guess he could play next to Julius Randle, but you got Mitchell Robinson. So you got Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle at that 4 and that 5 for a little while. What do you do there? You know what I'm saying? You know, where would you move? I think that, you know, someone like Mitchell Robinson is a necessity. I mean, you know, 2 years down the line, Mitchell Robinson is really going to be probably we can project that he's going to be a defensive player of the year type of guy, right? You know, he'll be in the running for defensive player of the year. Is Karl Anthony Towns going to be that? Now, if you had Mitch and then you had Karl Anthony Towns, that's something different. You got Julius Randle. I want to see if Julius Randle can take the next step. And if you end up, you know, with your future having Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson together, that might be something nice. We got to see what it looks like, though. You know, but I do not think that Cat is going to finish his career in Minnesota. You know, I think that's going to run dry soon. So he could be available at some point, but I think that might run dry soon. All right. But I want to talk to you guys and see, what are your storylines? What are your main storylines coming into the season? I'm going to come to some guys that just joined us in the chat. All right. And then we'll go on from there. Rob the Knick. What's going on, man? What is some of the main storylines that you're looking at coming into the season?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think the main storyline going into camp is defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm thinking defense going straight in there's defense and chemistry. That would be the going into the season. We need let me mute these guys. Okay. Yeah, I think that defense is the number one thing going into this year in chemistry. And the bench finding their roles and finding out who the starters is going to be. After that, I think everything else will fall apart. But it's one more thing I want to say, and it's not about Devin Booker, Sims.
All right.
I waited the last chat, the last stream, I waited all night long for you to get the trio. You got the trio last. And then I got kicked out of the stream before I even got to make a comment. And I waited. I had to be up at 5:30 in the morning.
So you want to comment on Tria. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I saved it. I was all night. I stayed the whole show. Had to be up at 5:30.
I know Tria is your guy, too.
I kept trying to get back in. I couldn't get back in. I was like, damn. But yeah, this is what I wanted to say about Tria. I was saying just like this, just like what you just said. I was saying that Tria is right now, you talk about now you finally see the light that you said that he can probably be a starter. I look at Tria as probably being an all-star down the line. In about 5 years, he's your Bradley Beal. He's got he'll get the shoot off the dribble, and he showed in that preseason in summer league that he can pull up from the corner. He plays D. So I'm thinking we got a Bradley Beal without the $30-40 million. If we're gonna wait for RJ, we might as well wait for everybody. He's the last guy to the party. Let's just start shuffling pieces now, getting rid of people for somebody else, because Bill won't take us I don't think Bill would take us past the first round if he came this year anyway. And I think we can get there anyway. So back on, let my man Tria live. Let him live. He's going to show you great things this year. And I'm looking for him to be the second leading scorer on the Knicks this year. It'll be Randle and it'll be Tria next, right behind him. So you can go into the next. You have
Alonzo Tria starting at the 2?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely. I don't see RJ beating him out. I feel as though RJ best position with us is the point. He showed that in summer league. His game took off when he took the point.
When he was playing, Guillermo's been saying that for a while too,
and he's been right. Guillermo's been 100% right. His game took off. Once he got the point, his game took off. I don't think that he's a good enough shooter to be a 2. We'll have Tim Hardaway all over again because he's going to try to go with volume he can get to the basket better than Tim, but I really don't see him as a 2. I see him as a 1. He's a better Jalen Rose. That's what his game, but he's a better 1. His top side is better. And I think at the end of the day, he's going to be the 1, and everybody else is going to be kicked to the curb. And him being the 1 will give Frank Nikita a spot on the team because you wouldn't need them other 2. You would not need them. That will give him the spot on the team because he's going to be cheaper than Alfred Payton, and you're not going to need
Oh, guess we lost him. Looks like we lost him. Let me. I'm gonna come around to you, Nate. Let me get to Mark, and let me get to Puff Daddy first. You know what I mean? He just he joined us. He haven't got a chance to jump on. Puff Daddy, P Diddy, what's going on with you, bro?
What's up, Sam, man? How's everything, man? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here, bro.
All right, so we're talking about things we like to look at this season. One of the things I would like to look at to see is how the guys mesh with each other. and who's going to start and who's going to come off the bench, who's going to beat each other out. Mm-hmm. And I want to see who makes the best step coming into the season, who's going to take the most drives this year. And going back to what everybody's saying about Devin Booker, would I trade for him? I'm kind of on the fence with it, but you kind of won me over when you were saying he's 22 years old. And if you sit back and look at it, Tria is older than him. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of looking at it. If you could give up Tria and maybe like Dennis Smith Jr. in a draft pick, I would do it. I would do it. I would definitely do that. But I prefer Bradley Beal. Like I know what you're talking about, Bradley Beal, because he played defense, but Devin Booker's only 22 years old. I would definitely do that. And I see him. You could play him with Frank. You could play him with Knox. You could play him with Mitchell Robinson. He'll probably fit with those guys. It'll be the first time, because in Phoenix, he has to have a true point guard with him. That's why the ball's in his hand. He's not really a point guard, so he's trying to decide, should he score, should he facilitate? If you just let him score him, and you put someone who can facilitate around him and play D, I think he's perfect. But your point when you're talking about Bradley Beal, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, and I mean, listen. When I looked in, because I really never paid that much attention to Booker. When I seen his age, that made me think a little bit more too. I still would prefer someone like a Bradley Beal, but it's neither here nor there. We got the guys that we have, and we have some serious storylines coming into the season because we gotta, try to get the best out of these guys. You know what I mean? And Fizdale really has his work cut out for him with so many guys on the team. He really has his work cut out for him. So what you're saying about looking and trying to see who's going to start, I think that is a big storyline. Not necessarily just about starters or not starters, but the lineups. How are you going to work the lineups? I think that's a huge storyline coming into the season. That's important. Yeah. How are you going to work these lineups?
I think they're going to have to make a trade because they have too much at the guard position and in the wing position. They have too much. So I think they're going to have to package some guys to get somebody. So if Bradley Beal is available, or you can get Devin Booker, I would go for it because he's 22 years old. You know what I mean? Like I would swing at that pitch. You know what I mean? He's 22.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right. I'm gonna get to my man Mark. All right. Get to my man Mark. Mark, I'm coming to you, brother. Hey, Mark. Hey, somebody let Mark. I'm getting ready to come to him. I see him yapping. I see him going.
Yo.
What's good, man?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. It's been a couple days, man. A couple streams. We missed you up in there.
I miss y'all guys too. I was just a little busy, man, with the real life thing. But I'm here. What's up, man? What's cracking?
It's good. So right now we're talking about just what are your top themes coming into this season that things you want to see, your top storylines coming into the season.
Listen.
For the Knicks.
All right, this is all I want to see. I just want to see the level of commitment to the defensive end for this team, like just a structural defense for this team. Get the offensive schemes a little more, clearer with the guys, because since we got better players and et cetera, et cetera. And I'm looking to win more games, to win more fourth quarters in games and et cetera, and just look for more player development from, the important guys like RJ and Mitchell Robinson and Kevin Knox, Trey, Frank, and et cetera. Those guys that, we need to develop because, they're part of the future. They're part of the future building with this team. I'm looking for Julius Randle to, continue with his development in his game. Well, mostly defensively, because I think he's not far away from a complete player because he can score, rebound, and pass the basketball at a good pace, And Dennis Smith Jr. to come in and show us something. See, I'm kind of iffy with him. It's a love and hate thing with him because my whole issue with him, could he lead my team as a point guard? But then again, what is his price tag going to look next year? That is what what is Dennis Smith price tag for next year if he develop decently into a young point guard? What is his price tag? Right. That's what I'm mostly thinking about for this season. Dennis Smith going into next year. That's what I'm worried about.
And that's a very good point because, the Knicks have tried to set themselves up so that they can be players in 2021. Well, Dennis Smith Jr. he has I think he has a qualifying offer. The Knicks would give him a qualifying offer. They'd have to give him a qualifying offer this season so that he could be a restricted free agent, right? And then they could make some decisions about what they want to do with him from there. Now, I guess Dennis Smith Jr.'s performance would dictate whether or not he would accept that qualifying offer, right? Or if he would want, more money or, whatever it is. Because what could happen is he could accept the qualifying offer, right? And if
it depends on his play. It depends on his play where that contract, accepting and not accepting, could play a big role with us. Because if he don't play well,
right. So look, his qualifying offer, Dennis Smith Jr.'s qualifying offer is $7.7 million.
Yeah.
Right. If he plays out of his mind.
Oh my God. That's gonna be like.
Then obviously the Knicks would extend the qualifying offer.
Yeah.
And then he would become a restricted free agent, and the Knicks would be able to match any offer.
Yeah.
Let's say he does not have the year that you think, and his market value is around $7.7 million. He may accept the qualifying offer, and then the following year, he would be an unrestricted free agent.
And you know what, too, Sim? I say, out of all the players on our floor, on his team, I was thinking the other day, he's damn near the most important player right now that, all Knicks fans is really thinking about. Because, again, his talent, he has talent. I do not deny that. But it's how good is he really to lead a team? And for this team, it's scary because you don't want if he came out next season 18-5-5. That's what I kind of see from him: an 18-point scorer, 5 assists, and maybe 5 rebounds, a little less than that.
Yeah,
he's going to be asking for minimum 15 to 20. Do I really want to give him that for the next 4 years going on with this team? It's kind of iffy, but it's iffy for me, bro. Like, it's really iffy for me with him. Because it's like...
1 second. Hey, I just want to remind, 1 second, Mark. I just want to remind everyone, when you come into the chat, have everything down so that you can be muted. When you come into the video chat, don't come in talking. Have your volume down so you can get muted, because you come in and you step on somebody else's shoes while they're talking. All right, so please make sure you have that stuff down. I guess I'm gonna have to do a video to kind of show the rules on how to come into the video chat. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, I'm coming right back to you, Mark. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section. All right? So subscribe now. I know you want to stay updated with everything that's happening with the New York Knicks. Subscribe right now so you can stay updated. That's all I wanted to say. And, 355 people here in the chat. I'd like to get 355 thumbs up if we can. Hit me with that thumbs up. Share it. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let's get back to Mark.
Let me ask you a question, Sim.
Yeah.
I just thought of this. If his stock did go up this year, would you think about using him? Would you think about trading him before the trading deadline? Sell him high?
Oh man, what's so hard about it is it's gonna come down to how Scott Perry and Steve Mills and those guys really feel about him. Do they feel like, okay, he averaged 18, 5, and 5, but he's not what we want? Or do they feel like he averaged 18, 5, and 5, and next season that man's going to be at 21, 7, and 6. You know what I'm saying? They feel like he's going to continue to rise. You know,
because even if he averages a certain amount of points, my thing, what I'm looking for from him is how he controls the game. That is the most important thing you want from your point guard. It's how he dictates pace of the game. And you could be a good point guard, but if you can't, as a starting point guard in this league, if you can't control the outcome of the game, that means I can't have you as my lead guard like that and pay you that type of money. That is the thing. Because if he plays for us, I want to see him control pace more than anything, control the game more than anything. I don't care about 21 points. I want to see how you could, when you're on the floor, how you impact without scoring. That's my thing with him. It's how you do it on the floor, even if you're not having a good game, scoring. Because that's the thing with him. If he doesn't score, he's having a bad game.
Okay. Nah, I definitely agree with you in that. You know, that's part of the evolution of his game, man.
It's the control of the game. That is the. Even if you watch all point guards in the last couple of years, even ones that that couldn't score, like I always go back to like Rondo and how he always controlled pace. If he had a game like that where he controlled the game when Rondo was like in his somewhat prime, even though he played with Boston Celtics, that is important from your point guard.
Yeah. Now, I agree with you 100%, man. I agree with you 100%. Hey, let me get around to some of these other guys in the chat. All right. Let me get to some of these guys that's been in the chat for a while before I get to Isaiah.
All right.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna start with Nate, then I'm gonna come to Andy, Ernesto, and City. All right. Nate, let me get a chance to unmute you. Go ahead, bro.
What's up, Sam?
What's the top storylines you're looking at for the season, man?
So top themes I'm looking for. Honestly, you probably think I'd say defense, which defense should always be your identity. But realistically, what is the identity of the Knicks? Are we going to be offensively sound? Are we going to be defensively sound? Are we going to be fast-paced? Are we going to be half-court? Are we going to be whatever? I mean, what's our identity? I want that to be the defining question for the Knicks in the training camp is what is our identity? What are people going to say the Knicks are going to hang their hat on?
Okay. And because, with 7-8 new players, none of them know what the identity of this team is. Nobody does. There's too many new players on the team.
And it's kind of a refresh from last year because last year all the players were mostly rookies or undrafted players. So you really can develop the identity this year, but you got to stick with it. And I want to see it. Hopefully the preseason games will see it. Another thing, too, is the point guard battle. I'm excited to see this point guard battle between Dennis Smith and Elfrid Payton and Frank Ntilikina. I want to see this battle. I think, competition breeds success. So I want to see all these players get better just by competing against each other. And then my third one would be out of the 1-year players that, are on 1-year deals or 1-and-1, who's going to step out? Who's going to really show that they want a contract after the season's over? Or maybe they might be considered for an extension if they really ball out. Because one thing last year is all the players we signed like Mario and Noah, Vonleh and all that. No one really stepped out. No one really, really shined. And so it was easy for us to just say bye-bye to them at the end of the season. So, GMs always say, who's going to make it hard for me to decide, if I want to keep you or not.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that's going to be really interesting. And just real quick sidebar on the Devin Booker thing, man. Listen, we got to stop talking about players that are offensively sound, man. I mean, if we're going to be defensive minded, we got to start looking at players that are defensive. I mean, and I'm, Bradley Beal is probably a better option than Devin Booker is, but we got to think of players that can help our defense get better. I mean, we only have one ball. And right now we have a lot of guys that can claim they can shoot the ball. So we got to be more smarter with who we sign and maybe more defensive minded.
Yeah, I mean, and well, you know, you hope for two-way players because you do need to have guys that can score too. You know,
true, but I think we got a lot of scorers on this team, man. Our potential scorers. I think when the stuff hits the fan, we need defense. The only way we're gonna make the playoffs is we have defense.
Okay, period. I mean, I agree with you. Trust me, I agree with you 100%. But I also think you gotta have some game changers, man. You know, they make a big difference in the NBA. Let me get back around to Let me get back around to you, Nate. Let me see who. Andy, coming to you, man. All right, man. What are some of the top themes that you want to see coming into the season?
Well, I want to see Fizz lay out the system on the offensive end, a defensive scheme, so all the players know what the season is going to be about, and there's not going to be any misunderstandings on defense, offense, and stuff like that. So, like we said, I was speaking with Guillermo that this needs to be a really simple, laid out system. When the guys catch up on it, just add things. We don't have 6 months time just to say that okay, we have plenty of new players that need to adjust and stuff like that, because that's going to be the first thing that they're going to be saying in the interviews that we got to gel and stuff like that. Everybody knows that, but we are not the only team that acquired many players. So the system needs to be clear with simple rules that the guys can pick up, that you can implement on a pickup game even. If he wants to be the high pick and roll system and with you guys cutting through and stuff like that, it can be that. I just want everyone to be on the same page and know that.
Yeah,
and the same with the defense thing. They need to say it on the first day of camp. Okay, this season we're gonna play defense like this. We're gonna swap this and that and stuff like that. Of course, there can be adjustment depending on the opposite team. And on the game that it's going to be down the middle and stuff like that, you can adjust it a little bit, but you can't say like, okay, we're going to play zone B. The next game we're going to play man to man. The next game we're going to switch on the man to man. The third game we're going to not switch and stuff like that. There needs to be simple rules that the guy can mesh and gel on it. But this isn't rocket science. It's a simple game with a lot of guys that have high IQ and get paid millions of dollars to play it. It can be done better. So I just hope that this isn't going to look really better from the first game.
Yeah. And to kind of go along with some of the things that you're saying about a system and those type of things, I also want to see Fizdale be able to make some real coaching adjustments and use some real strategies when playing against different teams. I didn't think last year we really strategized against a lot of teams. I didn't feel we did. So I would really like to see Fizdale strategize, because I still don't know what his coaching acumen is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah, and so I want to see, is he going to have the ability, if he's able to get the Knicks to a certain point, is he going to have the ability to take them above and beyond that point? So that's what I'm looking to see from him this year. Can he implement, can he use strategies against teams and some unique strategies, that maybe you don't see often. We did see him go to a zone, which for a little while it worked with the Knicks. It worked and helped confuse a couple of teams. But eventually teams figured it out. He did do that a little bit last year, a lot of times because he had to, because the team was so woeful defensively. But I want to see him be able to make some real strategic moves and really show that he can be a coach. That's something that I'm really looking forward to trying to see from Fizdale this year, man. I'm gonna come back around to you because I want you to give us a FIBA report in a little bit, but I want to get to Ernesto and City and to Guillermo on this topic here, all right?
Cool. Go around the table.
Yeah. Ernesto.
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah, man. I'm just looking for real quick, man, a couple of themes that you're looking forward to seeing throughout the season.
Okay. What I'm looking for Fizdale to do is I want him to implement a system where we play at full force, at full head stream for the entirety of the game. And the reason the way we can do it, one of the reasons we can do this is because we are a deep team at all positions. So if he minimizes players' minutes, let's say the starters can play anywhere from 22 to 25 minutes tops. And then you have your bench players playing anywhere from 10 to 15, 17 minutes per game. I want to see our guards. I want to see our guards when they inbound the ball, a full press all the time for the entirety of the game.
Okay.
So if it's Ntilikina, if it's RJ starting in the backcourt, whoever it is, I want them picking up the inbound and defending the player.
Full court.
Press, yeah. I want them to play hard for them. I want them to basically tire out the opposition, to wear them down. And the reason we can do this is because we're a deep team. So if he's consistently putting players in and out of the lineups and plug and play, we can do this type of system. It hasn't been done in the NBA before, but just because it hasn't been done doesn't mean it can't be done.
Okay.
With the players that we have, we can play this way because we're a deep team.
So you want to see like a very hectic, helter-skelter defense where you're just pressing all over the place, up and down the floor.
And the reason why we can do this is because we're going to minimize minutes. We're not going to have players playing like this for 40 minutes. Yeah. We're going to have them playing like this for 22 minutes tops.
Right. Yeah, I hear you. They're just, it's extreme energy all over the floor. And, because you have such a deep bench, you can go out and do that. All right. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Now, you got to get every player to be able to come out and play that style, though. You know what I'm saying? You got to get every player to be able to come out and play that style. If not, if you got one.
But if you look at the roster, Sim, if you look at the roster and you look at the quality of the players that we have and their basically and their abilities, if you look at it as a whole, there's potential to be able to implement a system like that with these group of guys.
No, I agree with you. I definitely do. Yeah.
Because we have young talent with a bunch of role players that are good at what they do. Whether it's defending, whether some of them coming off, whether they're 3-and-D players, whatever the case may be, they're role players basically, and a lot of young talent. That's what we have.
Okay.
So we have to develop the young talent, and we also have to use this. We have to use all these role players to play a system where we can play like this, a full court press, just attacking and defending, picking up as soon as you inbound the board, picking up the player, full court press, even trapping at times, even trapping in the first quarter. You'll see him, trapping, double teaming.
Yeah, all right. Just
playing like that because teams are not going to be ready for this. You usually see this type of play only in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But if we play like this throughout the season while managing all the players' minutes, I think we can work with something here. I think we have something.
All right.
I think that's the way to do it because we're not going to win games by talent. We have to win games by being gritty, by wanting it more, by just hustling. That's the only way we're going to get more wins.
Let me get back around to you. So, basically, you just want that crazy up tempo, hard, fast paced defense. We'll see. We'll see if they can implement a style like that. It's not as easy as it sounds. You got to get all the players to commit to doing that, and everyone has to be in shape. Hopefully, they're going to be in supreme shape. Everyone has to be in supreme shape. City, for real, man. Just a couple of narratives that you're looking forward to.
Yeah, hey, man, yo, Sam, I'm on top of it, man. I'm with some of the other guys, man. I'm gonna go, like everybody else said, defense first. But when I say defense first, I want to see a defensive scheme. I don't mean where we playing defense and just let everybody come in and run the Mitch and let him block a shot. I want to see a defensive scheme. You know what I mean? Where guys are shuffling their feet and getting in front of guys when they're trying to penetrate to the paint. I want to see more of an offensive scheme than what we had last year, because I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe last year our offensive scheme was crap, man. It was more like everybody do what you want to do, Well, I don't want to see that. And then third of all, I want to see cohesion with the unit. I want to see the guys, at least the new guys that we got, I want to see them gel, man. I want to see them settle down, gel together, and form something. That's the main thing that I'm looking forward to, is forming a good team. I want to see the guys form something.
Yeah. Let me
a good team.
Let me ask you this. This is a question from the chat from Travis Fisher. Is there any chance that you see Fizz is on a hot seat after this season?
For sure. Definitely. And the reason why I would say yes, the reason why I'm going to say yes is just because of this. Number one, we didn't have as much talent on the team last year that we do now. So therefore, with more talent comes more pressure for the coach. And with the coach having more talent, he's got to produce with the talent that he has. And if he doesn't produce, then... But yeah, is this goes back a couple of streams ago that we did. Is he on the hot seat? You definitely better believe it.
Yeah, I think, a couple of streams ago, we had the video. I had the video come out. It was Guillermo and Tony, when they were kind of just talking about Fizdale.
Yeah, when you're talking about if the clock is ticking.
Yeah, and is the clock ticking? But I don't know if the clock ticking means he's on a hot seat. I think the clock ticking is kind of all right, now we're going to start to evaluate you. Maybe last year we didn't evaluate you, but now we're going to be.
Bro, you're getting evaluated as soon as you step in the door. You know what I mean? I believe the guys, they ain't playing around. They looking at everything. They might not bring it into surface. They might not bring it into the air, but they might slowly be looking at them okay, bro, now you got a little bit better than what you had last year. So let's see what you can do.
Yeah. See, I think last year was kind of still a transition season for the team. They were still getting rid of, you still had some guys from the old regime there. From the old regime. I feel like it was kind of a transition into what we have now this year. You know what I'm saying? So I think that last year was kind of all right, you know what? We're just going to let you do what you do. Try to start building a culture. We're not even going to evaluate you on this year. But now this year, I think he's definitely going to be evaluated. And they want to see progress. Sure. You know what I mean? Let me get over here to Guillermo, you think after this season, Fizz is on the hot seat or could be on the hot seat?
He could definitely be on the hot seat. And watch, somebody's gonna take what I say out of turn again, like your last caller who did that. This guy's talking about Guillermo said something about Trier. I said nothing about Trier. You asked me a question of Trier to develop. Like some of your callers, man. I don't know. I'm not gonna insult him, but Lord Jesus. But anyway, on Fizdale, and watch, somebody's gonna say Guillermo wants Fizdale fired. I don't, if he's doing a good job. Fizdale has a lot of pieces. He has to develop not just the young guys, but he also has to find how to get these vets to be effective, whether it's in teaching, getting the foundation of what he wants in terms of what he wants in each position, what the prototype, or not the prototype, what the blueprint would be for each position, right? The Marcus Morris is only here for a year. Julius Randle is here for 3 years. How are you going to build with him? How are you going to integrate RJ Barrett? How to get the best out of Iggy Brazakis? He's blessed and cursed at the same time. He has a lot of talent on his team. They can overachieve and sneak into the playoffs. But if he doesn't develop the right players in his team, like say if he has another year where a guy who's about to get traded or who's most likely going to get traded, like not Marcus Morris, that's not a good example, but just for instance, say Marcus Morris puts up big numbers, right? Or his usage is high, whatever. He's the only guy who looks good in his team, but no one else really develops. That's an extreme. I understand. He could look bad for that. Or if none of these guys truly develop, if Knox doesn't look better than what he did last year, if RJ doesn't really develop his shooting, doesn't develop as, say, a facilitating big point forward, he might suffer. If Mitchell Robinson regresses. So, yes, he can get fired. But the only thing I'll say, Sim, is that Dolan's also on the hot seat of that. He cannot keep switching in and out of regimes. This regime, unless Fizdale issues the bed and only gets one win next year, he has to allow Fizdale, even if it's another losing season, to build with these guys because Dolan does not have good credibility with other head coaches and GMs in the league. Yeah. I think that Fizdale and Perry, he has to give them time and allow to properly. So players and coaches and GMs can say, all right, he gave them time. It was a proper regime, period, whatever. He didn't overrule them like he did with Donnie Walsh. He gave them time, blah, blah, blah. So Dolan always has to look at this and say, hey, but look, I think Perry and Fizdale, they're level-headed guys. They're not megalomaniacs in terms of power. They're not going to sit and say, well, we have leverage over you because you can't get rid of us because no one else will want to come to Knicks if you fire us too early. I think they all want to build a good team. And I think as long as James doesn't get, too twitchy, whatever, I think Fizdale would at least have 2 more years. At least at the very moment. I think he signed a 5-year deal, right? So I
think so, yeah.
I think he would have at least 2 or 4 years, unless something's really bad. He would have at least 4 years. And if there's something better, maybe go after. There's maybe some not bad blood. What would be some disagreements, and the team's not really doing well. Then maybe you could make the switch. But Dolan has to allow these guys to build. So I think he does have some time. But dude, Sim, we have to see something. We have to see some type of culture. We have to see culture. We have to see style of play and identity, something, so you can kind of carve the fat. You can kind of say, all right, these are the type of guys I want. And they should have done that last year, but they were tanking. But this is a year to properly get, all right, this is the picture that I want. So when you have other free agents, I'm not just talking about Giannis and AD. I'm talking about even mid-tier free agents. You get the guy that he may not be a superstar, but he's the type of guy that might carry your team to championship level play because he plays excellent defense. He does all the little things that makes everyone better and makes the team better. So
yeah. And the last coach to go beyond 2 years was Mike D'Antoni.
How many years did Wooten have? 2, right?
I think Wooten was like 1.5 years or something.
Wow.
Mike D'Antoni was the last head coach to go beyond 2 years.
Yeah, that's not good. And for all the people who think that players care about the cities and stuff, they really care. Oddly enough, now they care about organizations because, and I think Dolan's getting that. No one cares about the lore of the Garden. People laugh at that Garden, the Mecca stuff. They laugh at that. They like, dude, Kobe scored like 60-some points here. Jordan scored 60. Like no one cares about the Garden like that. So you need the proper regime. And like I said, that contract with Bullock, I thought was the right thing by these guys. And look, hey, if they can attract free agents here off that strength, if they can, I'm not saying they will, chat, please don't say I'm saying this, but if the Knicks can get a guy like Giannis because of the front office, and say the Knicks are only averaging maybe 30, maybe close to 40 wins, and it's still not blown up like that, but Giannis comes, and this is a guy who said, I like the Bucks, I like my team, I don't really like any other play, but I like working out. If they get Giannis, that builds up so much credibility, obviously, but it goes to show that maybe Dolan is falling back. So I think Dolan's going to allow these guys to rock for a little bit. Like I said, 4 years. Let them build. This is a great offseason. I think this is excellent. You took away pieces from other teams. Teams might overpay for the Knicks what they have. So let this regime build. I think 4 years is a good enough is like the base, unless things just blow up.
I agree with you. I don't want to have a quick hook. You know what I mean? There's a lot of coaches in the league who just get a little bit of time instead of having this quick hook. Oh, you were supposed to have this record and you fell short. You know, I think you gotta give some time. Every team, most teams don't just become really good in a year or 2 years when you have a new coach. It takes some time to build. You know what I mean? And we need some consistency. We need some stability. We need all of that. You know what I mean? You got to have it if you want to eventually become a good team. And sometimes you got to fight through the tough times. You know what I mean? Let me get to Isaiah. All right. Here you go. What's good, man?
Hey, what's going on, Sam? How you doing today, man?
I'm good. So, go ahead. I want to know if you've been paying attention. I'm not even going to ask you a question. I want to know if you've been paying attention.
So, when it comes to me, what I'm looking forward to is I got a few things I'm looking forward to. I want to see how Fidge manages the minutes. I want to see the front office and what they do during February. That's important to me. And also, I'm going to piggyback what Guillermo was saying, because I thought it was really important. Because with James Dolan, I think this is I remember we said it this year that this could have been the biggest offseason in Knicks history. This season, Sim, in my opinion, is going to be the biggest Knicks season. And this, and I'm serious when I say this season is going to shape the next decade. This season here is going to shape the next decade for the Knicks and where we go.
Okay. Hey, you know what? Hey, Isaiah, let me tell you something. I don't know if it's the braids or the new job, but you've been having some decent takes lately.
Listen, don't be putting all my business out there, man. Don't put all my business out there, man.
What's wrong? All right, my bad. I mean,
no, you good. I'm playing.
That's congratulatory. You gotta, you're stepping up. You got a pay grade raise. You're stepping up. That's congratulatory. I don't know what it is, though. But, you've been having some decent takes lately. I've been impressed.
No, I appreciate you, son.
I've been impressed. Because a lot of times you get out here and you just kind of say, the regular thing, the cliche thing to say. But
yeah.
But you've been having some decent takes lately. You're stepping your game up.
Hey, man, I got it. When you get the braids, man, you got to do something.
You're taking a super drug or something. Got your brain cells popping.
This dude, man. But no, so I'm saying this is the most important season in shapes of the Knicks, because what Guillermo was saying was important is that this is going to shape, James Dolan image. And me personally, I really don't think James Dolan is that much of a bad guy. I really, really don't. Has he made mistakes in the past? Of course he has. And there's always one thing that bothered me, Sim. I watched First Take a couple weeks ago, and Stephen A. Smith, they had a subject that really bothered me, because James Dolan is the first player to do this, the first owner to do this. Was that, he was saying, Stephen A. Smith, how his rants go. He was screaming diversity. We need more diversity in the NBA. We need more black owners and more black, which I do agree with. But the thing that bothered me was that he didn't mention that James Dolan, is the first owner to have an all-black, black front office, black president, black GM, and a black coach. And that really bothered me, because that was a perfect time. As Stephen A. Smith claims to be a Knicks fan and claims to, we want to change the narrative and stuff. But he didn't give James Dolan that acknowledgement that, James Dolan is the first guy to do this. But again, you know how ESPN is with the narratives with the Knicks. That always bothers me, and I
say how Stephen A. Smith is, man.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm saying that to say that this, if we do good this season, if we, you know, the dream is to get 40 wins. That's my goal. That's what I want on the board, is to get 40 wins and to change the perspective of the Knicks and to have all these guys come here. And I know everybody's not going to be happy, but if the majority of them could come out happy and say, you know what, the Knicks did this, the Knicks did that. You know, my God, these guys are great. James Dolan, everybody got him wrong. He's a great owner, which, you know, a lot of players have said. You know, you have Tyson Chandler, Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire, you know, the quote-unquote superstars from the Knicks. They have never said a bad thing about James Dolan. But, again, the narrative is they don't like to push that narrative. But if we can get these new guys to come out here and say, you know, or, you know, for them to not forcibly say it, but then for them to freely say that, you know, the Knicks are a great front office, that we have a bright future ahead of us. And like I said, we get this developed win. And that's the most important thing that we got to get, is that we have to get these wins. You know, and this is an important year because, like I said, if we can hover around the 30 to 40 win mark, I think that's a W for us. And because at the end of the day, we can't keep, you know, talking about culture and change and we only averaging 20 wins a season. We got to change that. So like, again, this is a really important season and we have to get wins. And, you know, and also I really want to see Fizz keep his word. And I know when I mean that, I mean, I want defense. I want to see, I'm still waiting for that Miami to come out. I'm waiting to see the Pat Riley come out of him.
But see, all right.
And
I think the Miami.
I know he's his own person.
But I think the Miami is coming out. I think the Miami is coming out, and this is the reason why I say that. In Miami, Fizdale was an assistant coach. Your assistant coaches, a lot of times, are the ones that become really friendly with the players. You know what I mean? You know, they become friendly with the players. They take on that big brother role sometimes, things like that. Because, you know, that's the assistant coach. Assistant coaches do that. And I feel like he's kind of taking that to he's taken that aspect that he learned as being an assistant coach with Miami and has brought it to his coaching style. You know, so I don't know if he's going to be the one that rules with an iron fist. I don't know. I would like to see it. I would like to see him mix that with his style of, I think he wants to be a player's coach. I think you can be a player's coach and also be firm and strict. You know what I'm saying? Uphold everyone to standards. I think you can do that all at the same time. You know. But Isaiah, I want to get to Andy, right? Because I want to get a report from FIBA, a report about FIBA from Andy. Okay, all right.
Okay.
And then you know, it's late, man. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, I'm about to get me some rest. But
aside of Jonathan Thanasis,
hey, Andy, you there?
Yeah.
Hey, Andy, you there? Can you hear me? I don't know if Andy can hear me. Not exactly sure if Andy can hear me. Somebody let Andy know that I'm trying to get him. I just want to get a quick report on FIBA from Andy. Andy, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there we go. Can you give us a report on FIBA? Frank Ntilikina, FIBA, all of it.
Yeah, okay. So to make it short, I hope all you guys saw the game Turkey play with the U.S. They scared the U.S. team, and like I said, man, I believe they're not going to win it through. There's a couple of teams that can scare Team USA, and like we saw, I don't think anyone even suspected it's going to be Turkey. But good for them that maybe there's going to be a wake-up call for Team USA, and they're not going to slack more. But it could be so before the tournament even started, like I said, man. So I hope they just wake up and give us a great run to the finals, and let's see how it's going to go there. getting to the Frank situation, when you watch the games, you're really going to be happy with the full games, not only the highlights, because I know most of guys only watch the highlights because it's, the time difference is hard for you guys and stuff like that. But when you watch the full Frank games, you can be really happy with him. But I'm not going to be saying on Frank, this much. Tomorrow, France has the game against Lithuania. They got a really crafty and experienced point guards there, and they really crack a really great offensive system. So it's going to be a real good test for Frank and Team France. The most important thing, they don't have to win that game to advance. They're still going to have one more chance against Australia. But the better thing it would be if they get a W tomorrow, and then they already got the quarterfinals booked. Then they can lose to Team Australia, in the 2 days ago. So that's going to be the thing. Also, let me give a shout out to Team Poland, man. These guys advanced last time to the World Cup 52 years ago. They cleaned a sweep at the group phase. They won against Russia yesterday, we can say. So they're qualified already, man. And like I told you before the show, they are still without the two best players. They are such a gritty team. I don't see them winning any other games, but it's going to be a national, history here in Poland for that team.
Yeah. That's good. That's nice. I was reading about it. I didn't I didn't get a chance to see the game or anything, but I was reading about it, and that's big up to them for that, man. Big up to them.
Yeah, you don't have to watch the game because the games weren't pretty with them. It was worse than Memphis against I don't know who even. But
yeah,
it was like Memphis practice ball, man. But they got the win, so that's more supportive for them.
Okay. Let me ask you, do you think what Frank is doing, he's playing well, and I know I see some people say, Frank's not playing against NBA talent and all this stuff, but, neither are the NBA players from Team USA, right? Some NBA talent, but not all. I mean, you play who's in front of you.
Yeah, you know what?
Do you think he's going to be able to transfer this over to, is it going to transfer over to the Knicks?
Well, yeah, it's going to be a simple thing to explain this to guys. I know it's not an NBA caliber thing, but also the guys are not slacking there. It's not like it's summer league and stuff like that. So it's serious competition. So the level of basketball is really high. Is the game different? Yeah, it's different. It's different on many levels because of his teammates. The teammates that he's playing in, those are guys that are all-stars even in the NBA. Because you got Gobert, Batum, you got Fournier, De Colo is a NBA talent, guy. So he has plenty of those guys around him. And the most important thing for Frank there, he gets confidence boost from those guys. Each and every post-game interview, they mention Frank. Mm-hmm. And they say that he's going to be the next star of France's national team for the years come and stuff like that. I don't see that coming in from, guys like Dennis Smith Jr. I don't see Dennis Smith Jr. praising Frank that, okay, he had a great game and stuff like that. I just hope like the guys, the vets that we have, like Ellington, Marcus Morris, even Randle, they're going to come in and they're going to say, okay, Frank's really good, guys. We got to praise him, and he's really playing great basketball for us and stuff like that. Because if he's not going to get the chance, like minute-wise, he won't be able to show his skill and that he's a good guy on the team. Because he can also the French. Sorry, I'm going to be joking around, but the French national team has so crisp plays that the defense of the opposition really reacts to it. That's why when you see the highlights, even from Frank, he's taking those threes, but those threes are like wide open. He could like drive to the basket even from those positions. Right. But he's taking those threes with confidence. That's easy thing for them. I don't think Kris is gonna draw up some plays that Frank is gonna be that wide open.
Right.
Unless the defender is gonna still gonna have the scouting report on Frank that he doesn't make those shots. So maybe then he's gonna have those wide open.
Maybe he will be that wide open, right? It's gonna be the scouting report.
Yeah.
The one thing that's gonna be different is there's going to be there's going to be a lot more pressure on him when he gets to the team. when he gets with the Knicks. There's just going to be pressure on him to perform. He's in a contract year, right? So there's no saying, there's no telling right now whether or not the Knicks are going to extend him a qualifying offer or not, right?
Yeah, and you know what's the worst thing? I think they got only like 30 days to extend it. So it's going to be barely the beginning of the season, and they need to make a decision then.
Yeah. There's going to be some pressure on Frank coming into the season, and we'll see how he responds to that pressure. There's definitely going to. We'll see how he responds to it. And I think
let's
going to say a lot about him.
Do great.
Yeah, it's going to say a lot about him. I'm rooting for him to do really well.
Me too.
But it's going to say a lot about him. The way that he responds this season, because there's going to be some pressure on him to perform well. But ladies and gentlemen, Andy, thank you for that nice FIBA report. It is 1:12 a.m. and I am about to head up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. What I do want to ask you to do is subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section. Most of you guys know this saying. You probably know it by heart. For those who are new, you don't know it. This might be the first time you ever heard it. So please subscribe to the channel. Give me that thumbs up. Share it out. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Share it out there. All right. We're getting closer and closer, folks. Closer and closer to the season. Remember, September the 16th, we are going to start our season preview series where we're really going to take a deep dive into everything New York Knicks. I mean, a deep dive. We are going to break down players and their skill sets. We might look at some video on how they operate on the floor. We're going to look at the schedule and go game by game and say the Knicks going to win, lose, whatever it is. We are going to break down this season to the T. You might get mad at me. It might be broken down so much. I don't know. But, we're really going to take a deep dive and really break it down. I think you guys will enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it. I think you guys will enjoy it. We're going to get a quick last words from everybody. All right. I want to thank all of you for being here with me. It's 1:00 in the morning, and when there's not Knicks news, there's always Knicks news. We find something to talk about because there's always something that we can talk about with the Knicks. Finally, we had a little bit of news, so we had something to talk about. Now, I do want to shout out Marty Knicks. Thank you for the super chat. And, this may be late, but, to kind of put a period at the end of that Devin Booker sentence. Marty says, what's the Knicks' fascination with non-winners, though? You know what? Sometimes you got to pick players off of teams, whether or not that team is winning or not. You got to pick players that may be able to fit into your puzzle. Sometimes it happens that way, Marty. But no one is saying that it was all just an imagination. That's all. All right? But anyway, Marty, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Now, let's get to these guys and get some last words. I'm going to since Andy's already up here, I'm going to let Andy go first. All right. Go ahead, Andy.
Yes, and you got me live?
Yep, I got you live.
Yeah, so I hope many more of you guys going to enjoy the FIBA games tomorrow. Today is going to be Greece and USA at that same exact time. It's going to be 8 a.m. East Coast time, if I'm correct. It's going to be France against Lithuania, so you can pop up both games just like me and watch it with me. So what more to say? And the next FIBA games are going to be really important because it's going to be bracket time in 2-3 days now. So
okay.
So I would be happy to, if you guys watch more FIBA and let it discuss, because I hope Knicks have some news, but you know how it is these days. It's gonna be only practice videos and FIBA news.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and we're gonna be on now whereby chat and staying a little bit longer probably if you're cutting the show. Isaiah wanted to share some recipe news, so we're gonna be chatting a little bit longer.
Okay. So I won't take you out. All right, you guys are gonna chat a little bit. Cool. All right. All right. Well, I'm gonna get to Nate. Nate, you give us some last words, man.
Yeah, man. So just 2 points. Point number one. Hey, man, leave the team the way it is, man. I know everybody wants to add, Bradley Beal, Booker, Giannis, whatever it is. Listen, I think Perry said it best. If we want to look at these players, that let's look at free agency. Let's not blow up this team and give up our young assets, just to get another player, which we hope is going to take us to the promised land. Keyword hope. We don't know. I like what the Knicks are doing. They got the young core. They got good vets. Let's just see what this team can do before we even decide about adding more players and stuff like that. I mean, for once and forever, the Knicks are finally doing it the right way. Okay. They're growing their team organically. They're making smart signings. They got draft picks up the wazoo. They got everything in front of them. So let's just rock it and see what happens. My second point is it's time for Fizdale's nice guy gloves to come off. I mean, I think we need to see some dog in him because he's in a city where we're very demanding and very impatient at times. And the hot seat is getting hotter for Fizdale. Because if with the talent that we have on this team, if we cannot win or get near 30 or 35 wins this year, the discussion's gonna happen that did we hire the right coach?
Yeah.
So he's got to hold players more accountable. I think that's the big thing I want to see from him. And every coach knows that you can't be the nice guy all the time. There's sometimes you got to be an asshole, or you got to be upfront and downright, demanding of your players.
All right.
And we need to see that more. So.
Yeah. All right, Nate.
All right, man.
Are you staying in the chat with these guys?
No, man. I'm rolling out. But hey, football season kicks off this Sunday.
That's it, baby. It kicks off this weekend. Let's go.
Yeah. Go Lions, baby.
Nah, no Lions. Get out of here. I don't care about no Detroit Lions. Big shout out to my man Travis Fisher. Thank you for the super chats, bro. He said he gave me 2 super chats. So I thank you for both super chats. And he said, thank you for staying up with us, Sim. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys for staying up with me. You know what I mean? I appreciate you, Travis, for staying up with me. So thank you, my man. Thank you very, very much. Now, let's get back to these guys. Let me see who we got up here. Ernesto, give us a quick last words. 15 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as Nate stole a little bit of my thunder, but like he was saying, I mean, this is the first time in a very long time that the Knicks are doing things right. I mean, we have a bunch of young talent. We have cap flexibility. And, I mean, we've never been in this position. So, I mean, if you look back, all the terrible signings that we've done year after year, all of the bad contracts, we traded our picks. We're in a really, really good position. So I'm really excited for the season. Like I said, I want Fizdale to implement that aggressive defense, a really greedy team where we're picking up the ball full court, full press, doing traps. I want the Garden to be a place where it's going to be very difficult to get a W.
Yeah.
I don't want the Garden to be a walkover, a pushover anymore. I'm tired of that crap.
I feel you.
I want the Garden to be a place where teams are going to come in and they know they're in for a battle, for a fight.
Yeah.
We're not going to be walked on.
100%. I am with you 100%.
Well, that's all I want. That's all I want from the. And this is the group. We got a lot of young dogs and a lot of old dogs in this squad.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for them to bite.
All right.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for aggressiveness.
All right. No doubt. Hey, I appreciate you, man.
Peace,
And
man.
I'll be back Monday. I'm enjoying my weekend, but I'll be back Monday. Have a good one, man. Enjoy your weekend. Later. And big shout out to Marty Knicks. Thank you for the super chat. Said, wish Sim was my dad. Said, love you, man. Marty, I appreciate you, man. But I don't think your dad wishes that I was your dad. If you know what I mean. But I will be your homie. I'll be your homie for life. You know what I'm saying? I love all you guys. So, yeah. I appreciate you though, Marty. Thank you for the super chat, my man. All right, City. 15 seconds, bro. Give us some last words.
Hey, Sim. Check it out. First and foremost, I just want to say welcome to the road of traveling our road to 10K, man. Let's do it.
We're getting there, bro.
Let's get you up there. I'm going to say that all of the time. But then again, second, I just want to say this. I want us to implement a defensive plan, man. Implement a defensive plan. Let's get there. Let's be one of the best. We probably won't be, but let's shoot for the sixth best defensive team in the league. Let's shoot for that.
Okay. I mean, I'll take top 10.
Let's shoot for it.
You know what I'm saying?
And third of all, I just want to say always, again, thanks for having me on. And you already know I'm rooting for my guy, the Elf of Wall Street. Let's get it taken over. And that's that, baby.
All right, peace. Have a good one, man. Peace. Who's this? Guillermo, I'm coming to you, bro.
Yo, wait, hold on, Mark. Sim, that was good, man.
Yeah, just give me
last words.
15 seconds, man. Last words. Are you staying in the chat?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the chat. We talking about AB right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna stay in the chat. And you need to have another front stoop, man. We need to talk about this.
Yeah,
Jay-Z
I know,
thing.
man. I know. I'm not gonna be able to do it next Friday because I'm not even gonna be able to stream this next Friday. I'll be in Connecticut. My daughter has an official college basketball recruiting visit. We're gonna be there for the weekend. She's gonna spend the night with the team and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna be in Connecticut. Won't even be able to do a stream next Friday. But
nice. So, yo, just break us off with a little bit of money to give you. They're trying to recruit him, man. Like, you come on, man. You could give us, at least like a free hors d'oeuvre or whatever at the New York Knicks opener, man. Hook us up, man. We know you're getting paid.
Yeah.
But seriously, congrats though. Congrats to your daughter, man. That's beautiful that she's getting these looks, man. I hope it goes well. I hope she succeeds at that, man. She gets all the offers she wants, man. And salute to you, man. But yeah. Salute to the chat. Salute to even all the trolls who say I say things I never said. Salute to you guys, man. But yeah, I'm excited for the season. I'm excited to see what how Fizzo develop these guys, man. It'll be very important, man.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I know you're gonna stay in the chat, so I'm just gonna mute you out and go on to Mark. I'm pretty sure Mark's probably gonna stay in the chat too.
Yo, Mark, Sim, come to you. Peace, Sim.
All right, peace. Mark. Go ahead, Mark. Give us 15 seconds, man. Last words, bro.
Listen, man. I wanted to comment on the rumor of Devin Booker. Is that a real thing?
Nah, man. It was a guy who wrote an article and he just mentioned the Knicks.
Okay.
He said that the Knicks would be a team that could possibly pursue him, but he was no one. He was just really just thinking, just coming up with his own thing. Just saying he thinks the Knicks. He said the Knicks, OKC, and Boston, he thinks would be teams that would pursue Devin Booker.
Because if that was the case, he would be, because of how free agency is panning out, he would be like the next. He's one of those next young guys to be an elite talent, and I would, if that ever came to fruition, I would think about it, because I think he has the next level of playing. So that's kind of nice to hear.
Okay.
I like him as a player.
All right. So you staying in the chat?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go on to Isaiah, then Rob, and so I'm gonna go ahead and mute you. Isaiah, 15 seconds, man. Last words. 15 seconds.
Man, Sim, I'm so excited you coming to my town. I'm taking you out to dinner, man. Dinner's on me.
Okay. You got enough money for that?
Wait, who's coming? Is you, Mama, and
Look at that. Look how he backed up. Wait a minute. Hold on. Who's coming? See that? Look at him.
Wait, hold on. Who coming? You, Mama, and Sis?
Me, my wife, my daughter, my son.
Oh, wait. Joe coming?
The grandkids.
Oh, we really lit. Oh,
nah,
we lit,
I'm joking. It's just me and my wife and my daughter.
Oh, okay. Well, listen. First of all, can I say one happy birthday to Mama Sim? It was her birthday a couple of days ago.
Yep. It sure was.
Shout out to the queen, because without her, there's no streaming. And then shout out to little sis.
Right about that.
Yeah, you know that. Shout out to little sis. Can't wait to see y'all next week. I am gonna take y'all out though. I'm gonna take y'all out next week.
All right.
All right. I know you're gonna remember that. But shout out to little sis. She gonna kill it. If I ever hear a kitchen joke in this chat, I'm gonna whoop somebody's ass. So let's get it.
A kitchen joke, man. Get this. What is he talking about? A kitchen? Rob the Nick, it's on you, bro. I ain't worried about Isaiah, man. 15 seconds, bro.
Oh, it's on me?
Yeah, 15 seconds, last words. 15 seconds.
Okay, cool. That's what I want to say. I feel as though NBA players don't care nothing about destination. They care about superstars. Stars follow them. Regular players follow championships, so they follow stars. If everybody cared about an organization, everybody be playing for San Antonio. And right now, it doesn't look that way.
Okay.
And another thing, as far as like, what was Nate talking? Nate had said something that struck a nerve. He had said, Fizdale thing. Fizdale is not under no pressure, but the clock starts October 24th. Because now you got something to work with. I feel as though when they gave him the job last year, they said, look, you're going to have a bunch of players that's not going to be there. You're trying to shred salary. But when we get you some players to play with, we'll let you know. I guess they served them notice this year. You have something. And what you're going to see from Fizdale is Pat Riley. There's no gloves coming off. He's cut from that cloth. So that style of ball you're going to see. That's him. He wasn't an NBA player. He knows what he's been taught. And what he's been taught is Pat Riley. So, therefore, you'll see a lot of that. As you see, I didn't say Eric Spoelstra. I said Pat Riley because his fingerprints was on that championship team. So, with that being said, to my man Tria in the building, you're going to see second leading scorer. And the clock starts October 24th. And then y'all brothers have a good game. Wish I could come up from Carolina. But the funny thing is, Sims, I just got a ticket to New York that I can use whenever I want today. I wanted at work.
Oh, man.
I wanted at work. And that's crazy.
Well, I think hopefully we're going to work on, trying to do a little get together in North Carolina at some point. We'll see. I got somebody that might be working with me and trying to do something like that. So we'll see what's up.
Okay, but I'm coming up. I think I'm gonna come up for that Porzingis game. I'm gonna use the ticket to come up for that.
All right, cool.
And we just got a Legionnaires in town last week, and they got flights going to New York now for like $150 round trip, 2 hours each way. So I'll be up in there. I'll be up in the city a lot. So with that being said, I wish you would have shut it down this early on Wednesday night.
Well, I mean, Wednesday night it was like 3 hours.
We went to 2 a.m.
Yeah, it was.
We went to 2 a.m. Hey, they laughed me out at work. They looked at. I told them I set them up for the stream. They listened to it. They said, "Oh, at the end, soon as you was about to go."
Oh,
I said, yeah, he got me. I said, I couldn't. I said, I was done. Right, but look, y'all brothers take it easy, man. Hey, look, can you see these? It was something I told you I wanted to show you. Look, can you see these?
There they go. There they go.
You see them?
Hold them to the side. I can't see it. Hold it to the side. Yeah, there they go. They look there. They looking pretty fly too.
Yeah,
they looking pretty fly.
I could have sported them at the game, but I save them for another occasion.
All right. All right, man.
Y'all brothers take it easy, man. I'm out.
All right, everybody. I appreciate you guys for staying up with me, man. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Remember, check my website. Go to nothingbutnicks.com. And you will have a chance to win an RJ Barrett rookie card. All you got to do is something good in your community. Let me know about it through my website. And then post in one of the community forums on the website. That's all you got to do. All right? That's all that you have to do. So, go to the website, nothingbutnicks.com/RJ contest, and enter the contest. The contest ends the 23rd of this month. I had one last question that somebody asked about Devin Booker's contract. I'll read it one more time, and then I'm out of here. Devin Booker this year makes $27 million. Next year, he makes $29 million. The year after that, he makes $31.6. And then in 22-23, he makes $33.8. In 23-24, he makes $36.5 million. That's his contract. He's being paid like a star, but you know what? He's on the rise. I'll give him that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I am going to try to heal up from this rough basketball game I played earlier today. And I will catch you guys Monday. Again, remember, next Friday, I will not be here. But I remind you Monday and Tuesday. But next Friday, there will be no stream next Friday. I will be here Monday. I will be here Tuesday. September the 16th, we start the season preview series. Be here for it. We're going to take a deep dive into the New York Knicks. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend.